Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with balsamic strawberry goat cheese bruschetta. That's right, kinda sweet, mostly savory, but totally gorgeous and very versatile. This makes an awesome hors d'oeuvre or first course, or you could totally serve this at the end of a meal as kind of a dessert. So let me show you how to make this. It's almost as easy as it is beautiful. We're going to start with our balsamic vinegar reduction. I'm going to put about half a cup in a small pan. I'm going to put that on medium-low heat. We can't go with too high of a flame here because it'll cause problems. Because what we're going to do is we're going to just simply reduce this by half. And if your heat's too high, it could burn the vinegar around the edges of the pan. So we want to keep it just simmering like that. But basically you want to reduce that by about 50%, okay? And it's not an exact science. When you think it's about halfway down, turn it off and you're done. And I shouldn't need to tell you, but I'm going to do it anyway. Use real Italian imported aged balsamic. You can't do this with some fake balsamic or some other kind of vinegar. It just doesn't work. All right, so right there I was thinking, that looks like it's gone down about halfway. I'm going to stop. And how I know I got pretty close, I poured it back into my half-cup container that I measured the balsamic originally in, and look at that. It was just about halfway up. So that's perfect. You're just going to simply set that aside and let it cool down to room temperature. And it will thicken, and it will be perfect for the strawberry mixture. All right, so that's set. Next, onto the goat cheese. And there's not really anything to prep. You just need to take it out of the refrigerator like an hour or so before you want to use it. We need this nice, soft, and spreadable. So give it a little working over with a butter knife. You want it nice and soft like that. So that's ready. Next up, we're going to prep our bread for the grill because traditionally, bruschetta is done with bread grilled over a fire. So I am going to use my charcoal grill, although feel free to do this under the broiler or in the toaster. Totally will work. You just won't have that little bit of smokiness that really adds to this, okay? So anyway, I'm using Italian bread cut about a ½ inch thick. The only prep it needs is a very light drizzle with olive oil. All right, we want a little bit on both sides. All right, so that's going to give it a little bit of flavor. It's also going to help it brown very beautifully. And that is ready for the grill. But we can't grill yet because we still have to cut our strawberries. The fruit should be prepped before you start cooking your bread. So we're going to prep our strawberries by giving them a little bit of a dice. I simply cut them in half, cut a couple times that way, a couple times that way, and that's it. Pretty simple. And yes, of course, you could just slice these if you want. I just think it looks a lot nicer on the bread if it's diced. By the way, I'm only doing a small batch here. The amounts you'll see on the blog post will be for a full batch, which will make about 12, but I'm just doing a few for Michelle and I. So I'm going to throw the diced strawberries in a bowl, and then I'm going to add some freshly picked thyme leaves. And I like to just pick off the whole leaves. I like to squeeze them in my fingertips as I drop them in the bowl. That releases those essential oils, and you really be able to smell the fragrance of the herb. All right, so the strawberries and thyme are prepped. Now we can go out to the grill and grill our bread. And there's not much mystery involved here. You're going to put it on the grill. You want kind of a medium-low heat. So I'm using some pretty old coals. They may or may not have given most of their energy for some grilled chicken. But there certainly was enough heat left to do these. You definitely want some charred marks. In addition to the smokiness, that little bit of bitterness really brings out the sweetness in the balsamic and the strawberry. Like I said, you don't feel like doing it on the grill. Do it in a toaster, do it in the broiler, but you really can't beat those smoky, charred grill marks for traditional bruschetta. I wish I could say it as cool as that Italian lady with the giant head, but I can't. By the way, proportionally, my head's even bigger. Anyway, I want you to grill those with some kind of heat source until they look something like that. And then we're going to pull them off. We're going to head inside, and we're going to do final assembly, which is pretty easy. We're going to take that nice, soft, spreadable goat cheese. We're going to spread it on that warm, smoky, toasty bread. I'm so excited right now. And once your breads are spread with the goat cheese, then and only then can you do the final strawberry step, which is season with some black pepper and a little bit of salt, just a tiny pinch. And then we're going to drizzle over that cooled balsamic reduction. We're going to give it a stir, and as you're stirring, you're going to be thinking, that's one of the more beautiful things I've seen in quite a while. So give that a good mix, spoon it on top of that goat cheese. Be sure to drizzle a little bit of that extra balsamic syrup on top, which is now mingled with the juices coming from the strawberries. We're going to finish with a couple more thyme leaves. We're going to place those on some attractive, possibly stick-based serving platter, and that is a thing of beauty. Imagine you're having a cookout and all your friends are over and you walk out back with a tray of these. Come on. But enough about that. Let me taste this. Just incredible. Creamy, tangy goat cheese, smoky, crisp bread, That balsamic strawberry mixture is sweet and savory, a little hint of pepper, a little hit of thyme, just perfect. You saw me bite it twice, right? I don't do that for just every recipe. So I really, really, really hope you give these a try. Head over to foodwishes.com for all the ingredient amounts and more info as usual. And as always, enjoy.